things that we would like to see possibly happen in WWE
I
2K24. If there is a 24, I don't even know if that's for sure, but if there's a future game, what would we like to see in it?
we'll just shout out here. This is Hoosier Core Vivo. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but he threw in there. What about a possible co-op for My Rise?
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah. Um, yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure when the last time that we had any sort of multiplayer functionality in like one of the our story modes. The first thing when you mentioned when I read this or you mentioned this, the first thing I thought of was like one of the Road to WrestleManias where I know that I don't know if it was SmackDown versus Raw 2009 or 10, but one of those stories had a multiplayer component to it. I think it was a Rey Mysterio and Batista tag team story. But no, that's a great idea. And again, never say never. When it comes to good ideas. In fact, I've got my notebook right here. I'm gonna jot that one down and pass it along to the My Rise crew.
There you go, man. Let me see here. Are we going to see? Well, is it possible to get special guest? So we had special guest referee in previous titles before. I'm not sure if they were in the 2K versions of the game.
They were in the 2K versions, but it was for the last gen console. So in 2K15, when we went from 360 PS3, right, to Xbox One, PS4, we still supported the game yearly for the 360s and the PS3s, and those versions of the game were essentially the same. They were just continuations off of where 2K14 was. So Special Referee was in there, I Quit was in, we're in those games. But yes, Special Guest has not made it into the current gen version of the game. At least not yet.
Okay. Well, that is definitely something that the community has been talking about over and over again. So
you don't say. Special guest ref?
Special guest
never
ref,
heard
man.
that one before.
Yeah. That's I see it all the time.
I'm joking, of course. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Create a finisher and slobber knocker matches.
Yeah, create a finisher. I miss that mode a lot. I work.
You are alone in that, because I do. Speaking from look, I'm an online guy. That mode, let me tell you, I have had some nightmares with them top rope creative finishes.
Yeah, I know. It did. It wasn't. It could have been balanced a lot better. The reason that I'm excited for potentially having it back is that I think it's a good idea, and I think that the team can execute it far better than its original implementation. And that's not to take anything away from what Ukes did or my efforts working with them on it. I just think you learn from that was the first time we ever tried to do something like that, and you learn from it. You learn what worked, what didn't. And I just think like our animation systems are so much more vastly improved. And again, I think the team could really, if we were to do this, I'm not saying we are, but if we were, I know for a fact that we could reintroduce it and it'd be 1,000-fold better than what it was before.
Yeah, all this is just fun talk right now. At this point. Obviously, like nothing is being confirmed here, so no headlines on that. He said this is going to come out. No, that's not the case. We're just kind of talking about what we would like to see in future franchises. Me personally, man, I'm a huge advocate for a certain mode being online. I would love to see either GM mode or universe mode make it to online to where I don't got to play with 10 people. You know what I mean? I'd like to hop on there with just James and run our universe or run my GM. Like I would like, because I'm old, bro. I'm not going to have people come over to my house and hop on my couch and like, let's run GM, you know what I mean, on single player and stuff like that. So when it comes to my GM, I would definitely, I understand universe mode is, you guys just now cracked into that, right? And we're going to be making some updates or whatever you guys got to do to that mode. So that mode may be a little bit tricky, but that my GM mode, I would love to see an online component for that. That is like my number one advocate right there.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Okay.
Everyone
so
on the
not
team
alone.
has. You're not alone. No. And
right.
and like honestly, even going as far back as when when we had GMO in the game originally. I used to hear, requests of, man, it'd be great. Like it's just such a fun mode, but it'd be great if we could get this online. And that was back in like 2006, 2007. So yeah, I know that this is something that the fans have been requesting a lot, especially, since my GM has been brought back into the franchise. And yeah, feedback is duly noted.
Sweet, man.
That
Positively E says he would like to see specific limb damage selling, like holding the gut, limping, etc. That'd be fun. That'd be great. That'd be a good element to add to realism. Let me see here. What else do we got here? Combine universe mode and GM mode and make it online. And then he also followed up with imagine invading your friend's show and accepting an open challenge. That'd be fun, man. There's a lot of possibilities with that mode being online.
Oh, hell yeah. And I mean, the idea of combining those, it's like, woof.
Lucha Libre meme says, a while back you guys did 30 years of WrestleMania for Showcase instead of one individual character. Is there a chance we can get something like that again?
Shout out to 30 years of WrestleMania mode. That was a fantastic mode, if I do say so myself, from WWE 2K14. And to answer your question, is there a chance? There's always a chance. There's always a chance.
Never say never, man. A symbol says in the future, he would like. So once again, we're talking, what we would like to see, but he says he would like to see tracks and full entrances like DX Evolution make it back in the game.
Yeah,
fans are not clear why they have been in the previous, or why they haven't been in the previous 2 years, assuming it's a licensing issue. Probably is.
I would assume so. Like when it, I mean, so like I said, I wasn't around for 22. I rejoined the team, like I said, in May of last year. And at that point, the game 22 had already been released, and I helped finish up the DLC for that game. But like when it comes to things like, entrance music, and like Assemble, you mentioned it, like, issues of licensing. Those are things that are outside of my purview with what I do
Absolutely.
with the game. Like that's, that's contracts, and that's, like I said, licensing and all that, like much smarter people and that's they deal with those issues.
Quit selling yourself short, B. You're plenty smart, okay?
Oh no, I'm smart. I'm smart when it comes to, with what I do, but I'm no lawyer and I'm no negotiator when it comes to negotiating and kind of whatever rights issues and licensing stuff has to go on to secure those assets.
Absolutely. Now you're getting into lawyers and all that other talk.
Yeah.
40 years of WrestleMania is a must for 2K24. So,
well, there you have it. It's a must.
It's a must. Yep. Keep writing in your forums, man. Let them know. 2K's in here, man. So they're hearing it. Once again, man, thank you so much, 2K, for helping, put all this on and letting me interview my friend again. Like I said, normally we don't talk work. Even when I'm texting him, I'm never talking to him about his job. Even when he's got a game release, I'm like, what you up to, man? What movies you watching? Wolf says blood dripping on the mat has to come back for WWE 2K24.
Yeah. That was so here's the thing. Like, yes, that is something that I think you won't find anybody on the team who would object to that. Maybe one, I don't know. But I know
there's always one.
There's always one. But I always thought that was a cool feature, and a cool bit of presentation that the older gen games had. And it's just one of those things where this franchise has been around for such a long time, from the THQ era, with Ukes, and now, it's entrusted with 2K and VC, and and the team, and it's like like that, the blood drips on the mat. I hear a lot about fans wanting additional, or just to expand what we do with the double titles. Like those are all things that we hear and we know that needs to be done. And it's just one of those things where, with the game being, with VC having the game now, it's like those things that were in the older gen versions of the game. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, but I do know that it's not as easy like a one-to-one thing where it was like, oh, it was in, 2K14, like this, that, and the other. Why can't we just have it in the new ones? And it's a different Internally, the game, it just functions differently, and so bringing back those things, it just takes time. But they will be brought back, and they'll be brought back better than they were before. So the blood drips, expanding what we can do with the double titles. Those are all things that that we care about, and that we are hoping to to upgrade for future releases. So stay tuned.
Easy says create a story, create a finisher, better promo system, the draft. Maybe the draft would be kind of fun, like in a universe mode. I would love to see that. Maybe a creative feature in universe mode, or create a feature. Oh, that would okay. Choose who wins, but still watch the match. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, because I know that in universe you have the option of choosing the winner, but I guess when you do so, you can't then simulate it. That's a good bit of feedback I can pass along.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You can choose the winner, but watch it. Is that what
he's
saying?
But then watch it play out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fun.
I like a simulation.
I like that.
Says we need an injury overhaul system.
I was right. What did it say? I'm sorry.
We need an injury overhaul system from Dylan Flowers.
Injury overhaul system. Okay. I can imagine that maybe he's referring to because I forget which games that they were, but we used to have this injury system where you work a certain body part and it goes past the red, and then the ref will come and check on you and be like, "Hey, can you go?" It really didn't extend.
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't extend much more beyond just that bit of presentation, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that we could potentially do to either bring that back or improve upon how it was before. So yeah,
I do have one in mind, if I can ask. So I know you guys have added new weapons in the game. Like the hockey stick was a new one. I don't recall that in the last
stop
game.
Sign too.
The stop sign.
Yep.
I don't know if you were around. I believe it was SVR09, and I think it was on I think it was on the Wii. Thumbtacks was in the game.
I was gonna say, was I around? Of course I was around, but I was not. But I did not work on the Wii.
That was the one game that I got a little bit of insight on, because we went up there for the tournament for SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, and we got to see a little inside for 2009, man. And then I had to wait forever to get the game. I was so excited for that one. That was my That was one of my favorites.
I'm questioning, will there be more weapons in the future? Since Thumbtacks was, I don't even recall that. I never played the Wii version of 09, but I guess Thumbtacks was in there.
Yeah, I believe, and I could be wrong, because I know that Legends of WrestleMania, you guys remember that one, that spinoff that you did? I think it was in tandem with SBR09, where you could import the SBR09 roster into Legends of WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, the Legends of WrestleMania game had Thumbtacks, and I believe that they leveraged that into the Wii SKU. But yeah, it only ever appeared in those two games. Thumbtacks, that's something that, we definitely, I mean, just for how ubiquitous they are in pro wrestling, it's one of those things where it's like, we should probably introduce them sooner rather than later. And then just as far as any other, the possibility of adding new weapons, yes, that's always a possibility. We know that we have some holes in our object game, and so be on the lookout for that.